It was supposed to be one of the main attractions at a celebration for the 100th anniversary of the Tunkhannock Viaduct, also known as the Nicholson Bridge in Wyoming County. But it's been canceled. And to say that folks are disappointed may be an understatement. Newswatch 16's Clay Lepard's here now to explain what's been called off. Clay?
Marisa, plans were in place to have a steam engine carry 800 passengers a day from Scranton to Binghamton over the Tunkhannock Viaduct as part of that celebration in September. But now nearly $200,000 in ticket sales are being returned after organizers say demands from the railroad company went too far. It's an iconic shot, a steam engine roaring over Nicholson as it passes on the Tunkhannock Viaduct. And it's something more than 1,500 passengers had bought tickets for this September as part of the centennial celebration of the Nicholson Bridge. But now that won't happen after plans fell through between the local railroad society and the Canadian Pacific Railroad. Standing in front of the train that was going to travel across the bridge, Norman Barrett is more than just disappointed.
To me, it's a low point in my life that we couldn't pull this off.
Here's what the excursion committee chairman says happened. He was working with Norfolk Southern Railroad to have 2 train rides cross the bridge in September. Norfolk Southern is in the process of buying the railroad from Canadian Pacific and thought they'd own it by now. When Norfolk Southern realized they weren't going to own it in time for the celebration, Barrett had to plead his case to the track's current owner. Canadian Pacific agreed, but not before asking organizers to raise their insurance policy from about $50 million to an unattainable $100 million.
I think it's terrible. I think the railroad is doing a big injustice to the town of Nicholson and to the bridge.
Businesses here in Nicholson say they'd been preparing for this celebration for years, going as far as making custom yardsticks to celebrate the occasion.
It's a little disappointing. We were expecting to get more business from it and have a lot more people in town.
It was going to be a nice addition to our celebration, but after you think about it, and when you wake up this morning, we're still going to have the crowd and we're still going to have the celebration and the parades and the exhibits and the floats. So the train doesn't come, the train doesn't come. I figure it's their loss, not ours.
We reached out to the Canadian Pacific Railroad, who said that they are willing to run these kinds of trips as long as they protect themselves from any problems that can arise, because first and foremost, they are responsible to their shareholders and customers. On top of that, a representative with the company says their $100 million insurance ask is consistent with other railroads. Clay Lepard, Newswatch 16.